Our top focus on WION at this hour. Russia's war on Ukraine is witnessing a dangerous escalation. A Russian drone has struck an apartment building inside NATO member Romania, while fresh attacks continue across Ukraine's southern port regions. A Russian drone crashed into a residential apartment in Romania's border city of Galati, triggering a massive fire and injuring at least 2 people. Footage released by local authorities showed rescue teams surveying the heavily damaged structure, while firefighters worked to extinguish the blaze. Romanian Defense Ministry said that the drone entered the country's airspace during overnight Russian strikes, targeting Ukraine's Odessa region near the Danube River border. The ministry added that the drone was tracked by radar before slamming into the roof of the apartment block. And this is the first known case of a Russian drone directly hitting a residential building inside Romania since the start of the Ukraine war in 2022. Moscow and Kiev continued to exchange drone attacks overnight. Russia's Yaroslav region came under drone attack, while Ukrainian officials said that Russian drones targeted the Ismail port area in Odessa. A nationwide air raid alert was declared across Ukraine amid fears of further bombardment. The latest strikes come just days after one of the heaviest aerial assaults on Kyiv since the war began. According to Ukrainian officials, Russia launched nearly 600 strike drones and 90 missiles in a massive barrage, targeting Kyiv and other cities. At least 83 people were reportedly wounded in the attack. Ukraine says Russia also fired nuclear-capable Oreshnik ballistic missile during the bombardment. At the United Nations Security Council, Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned that the conflict risks spilling out of control, and he called for an immediate and unconditional ceasefire and urged both sides to return to negotiations. The United States also issued a strong warning to Moscow, criticizing Russia's use of nuclear-capable ballistic missiles, calling it a dangerous escalation. Listen to this.
We remind Russia, in clear terms, of its legal obligations, and we add, diplomacy and negotiation are the only path forward towards lasting peace. Threats and incendiary rhetoric are clearly not part of that path. Colleagues, the Russia-Ukraine war can only end with a negotiated settlement. The United States once again calls for an immediate and comprehensive ceasefire as a step towards a durable, negotiated end to the war.
Russia defended its actions, claiming its strikes were aimed at military and intelligence targets inside Ukraine. Moscow also warned foreign diplomats to leave Kiev and vowed that more attacks on what it called Ukrainian decision-making centers. Now, as the war intensifies, Kiev is now moving to strengthen its air defenses. President Volodymyr Zelensky announced Ukraine will purchase 20 new Swedish Gripen fighter jets. Sweden will donate 16 older Gripen aircraft next year. Ukraine is planning to acquire 150 Gripen jets under a long-term defense agreement. Zelensky also appealed to the United States for more Patriot missile defense systems to counter Russian ballistic missile attacks.
This week, I prepared a special letter to the President of the United States and to Congress. Yesterday, the letter was already sent to the institutions in Washington. It is rare for the leader of another state to address, in this way, both the President and the Congress of the United States of America at the same time. But the situation now is such that we must act swiftly and effectively.
Meanwhile, NATO and European Union member Latvia have approved the formation of a new government after recent drone incursions triggered political turmoil in the country.
My first day in office will be meeting the Prime Minister of Ukraine, where utmost question will be cooperation between Ukraine. Nothing is changing in respect to Russia or Ukraine. I'm standing very, very strongly with the beliefs what we've had before. We will be strong in our and vocal about the need of EU to help us be in supporting the defense of the Eastern Front, and that's the highest priority for us.